Welcome to this episode of From the Desk of Greg Watson. This time round I'll be looking at headlines in the news in the last week and commenting on the changes that are potentially coming up to the LVR ratios. But before that, check out the breaking news. Interest-only mortgages are being offered by Westpac for 30 years. This is going to help fuel investment and speculation in the property market. The other banks may follow, so it'll be interesting to see what happens, but watch this space because you'll see in the article coming up that I talk about the fact that investors have been pushing first home buyers out of the market. So let's look at some of the headlines of this week. Auckland property owners rushed to the CV website and crashed it as they tried to figure out how much their home values had gone up with the CVs. It was like the equivalent of a winning lotto ticket. People were rushing to find out which part of the goldmine related to them. This man, for example, overnight the rating value from 1.6 million to 2.4 million on a 3-bedroom home. Incredible. Let's look at some of these changes. The average change in Auckland was 34%. These ones are below average. Look at these increases in the rating values. This is instant equity in these people's homes. And incredibly, look at Hobsonville, 65%. Talk about buying in the right location. It is important though, as the media has reported, the property boom is essentially two cities that are causing this massive rise, Auckland and Christchurch. In fact, in this article it says that house prices in 16 areas have increased since 2007. That's 8 years. But 37 have fallen and 19 have remained stable. So the regions are really suffering, and Helen O'Sullivan even said it was concerning that the LVR restrictions placed on home buyers were nationwide and not regional. So there's been some changes now signalled to this loan to value ratio. So let's talk for a moment about what this loan to value ratio is. They made a change in October of last year to say that banks could lend to borrowers with deposits of less than 20% in a very limited capacity. So it became very hard for first home buyers to buy to try and take some of that heat out of the market. But they're only ever supposed to be a temporary measure, and Phil Twyford, Labour's housing spokesperson, calls it a failed experiment to tame Auckland house prices, and it's the regions that are really suffering. But there is good news for first home buyers struggling to get into the market in the region, in that these LVRs might now change. So investors were knocked out of the market. Who came in? The investors. This source says 45% of sales are now to investors or landlords and only 19% going to the first home buyers. Here's another headline from 3 News, property investors taking a large part of the market. So first home buyers have had a really tough time in the last 12 months. There is a little bit of silver lining. This from stuff.co, an end to LVRs might lift prices. So they're thinking of removing the LVRs, meaning that there could be a surge in the housing market once these speed brakes are taken off, and this could really help regional New Zealand. Thanks for watching. And thanks for watching the news headlines. As a reward for staying to the end, I'm offering to you my book, Earn Thousands More from Your Rented Property, free of charge. Just download it from the links below. Thanks for watching.